Hey there. Wanted to share two new assessment tools, semi-new. One of them is in eClass or D2L, and the other is called Peer Grade. Okay, we have learned about giving assessments in D2L or eClass. I'll use the two interchangeably. But in showing us how to use questions, grade, etc., what has not been focused on is the statistics generated from this. And so the data, I think, can really inform our practice as teachers. So I wanted to go over that. I gave a just quickie quiz to all of my seniors, about 120 students, so yielding some good data. And it was a quiz on the medieval period. What I want to look at is the statistics generated from these scores. And you can see, I can't scroll too far down or else you'll see student names, but you can see that this went pretty well. This background quiz went pretty well. But what I'd like to look at more closely is the question statistics themselves. So in the question stats, you can see there was quite a variety here of performance. And what I'd like to do is look more deeply into that. So there were 17 questions. I created a question pool of 17 questions, and the students would get 10 random questions out of those 17. And what I want to do is show you how helpful this can be when we as teachers create our quickie quizzes to see how students are doing, see if they understand something. It's so important for us to go back and look at our questions and see, okay, if they didn't do so well in a particular question, why not? And so in this one, you can see that question 16, students really did not perform well on that one. You can see question 15, everyone got that right, so it kind of tells me I made that one too easy. But for question 16, only a little more than half of the students got that correct. So rather than just saying, okay, what's the problem with that question, I can look at the question details here and see. So when I go to the question details, I'll scroll down to question 16 and see, wow, okay, of the students who received this question, you can see that about half of them got it correct, but you can also see that these distractors were kind of evenly matched. And so I look at the question and think, okay, is it the problem in the question? Is that what caused half of the students to miss it? And actually, in this case, I definitely think yes, because when it says they came from a particular place, students chose particular places rather than the group of people that comprise this. So tells me that I really could use to reword this. But without going in too much detail, what I really want to emphasize is just the robustness of D2L and eClass and what we can do with our quizzes after giving them to see what it is that students didn't understand, what it is that we as teachers can do to reform those questions to check for true understanding. So I hope this was helpful, and I'd love to talk with you more about it and show you how to do it. The second one I want to show you is called Peer Grade. I don't have it pulled all the way up on the screen, but this is what you would see as part of your screen. It's called Peer Grade, and it allows students to evaluate each other's writing. So critical for language arts teachers. Allows them to evaluate each other's writing, upload their papers, and take a look at them. So what I've done in Peer Grade, you can see it's very simple right here, but I've created a class, and I've created an assignment called Peer Evaluation of the Research Paper. And what that looks like is I have students upload their research paper, and then they will evaluate each other's by answering questions like, does the student use Times New Roman 12-point font? Does the student have last name followed by page number, etc.? Basically, they can go through and peer evaluate each other's work. not only does this allow them to see what other students have done, but also it gives them a chance to consider their own and think, did I do that when I did the paper? So one of the things I've done is I've created this, but I only have a few students enrolled in my class. I asked some students to play with this for me. But what I can do is I can go in and mirror this student. And you can see that the student already uploaded their own research paper, but now they have the assignment of giving feedback to others. So they've submitted their work, and now it's their time to start reviewing somebody else's. You can see on the left side of the screen, I put Y student as the student name. This is a sample research paper. So the student can scroll along here and answer the questions along this side. And they can also peer evaluate their own if I assign that as an option. If they get a paper that is, someone's uploaded something not appropriate, they can mark it as a problem for me to review. But it has a lot of ability for students to work together to peer review before the teacher has opportunity to do so. So I just think this is so helpful because it can be used asynchronously, can be used at home, great for blended learning. So this is certainly something that I intend to do more with.